Hey friends, it's Shannon here with One Spark of Magic, and we are at Disney's Coronado Springs, and we are doing our first ever resort tour on this channel. And I picked this one because it's one of my favorite hotels. I think is underrated. So today I'm going to take you through, do a room tour, as well as do a resort tour, and just show you all the amenities, all the wonderful things that are offered here at Coronado Springs, and then run through some numbers too and see if this is a good place for you to stay the next Disney vacation that you take, or if it's one that you probably should avoid. So come on, let's go and let's get started on this tour. Now, Coronado Springs originally opened up on August 1st of 1997. And that was with the original 3 villages, which are going to be the Casitas, the Cabanas, and the Ranchos. But the Gran Destino Hotel opened up in 2019. Now, all of the rooms in the original hotel were re-renovated back in 2018. Now, this hotel has almost 2,500 different rooms, with 1,900 being in the villages and almost 550 of them being over here in the tower. The tower here is 15 stories high with a restaurant on the top floor. This hotel is centered around a lake called Lago Dorado, and it's a 15-acre lake. Another great thing with Coronado Springs is that it is a moderate resort with deluxe amenities. This is the only moderate resort that has a club level access, and it's the cheapest that you're going to find. Now, okay, we have made it to our room finally. It's nice and ready. We're here on the 10th floor, and here we go. All right, so let's see what we have to work here in this room. We're gonna go straight on back to the view. This is a king size bed with a resort view. And this is the view. So we have a view of the parking lot, which isn't the greatest thing. You can see some parks out in the distance. Over here, far out there, you can see some of Blizzard Beach. If you come over here, you can see the Tower of Terror, and you can see Bat 2 and all the areas of Hollywood Studios over here. So this will be probably a really good spot to see Fantasmic and the fireworks from that. So still a good view. Definitely not what I thought of when I heard resort view. I thought I'd be overlooking the resort, but I guess that means parking lot. So duly noted for next time. But also wanted to note that for you as well. So let's just see what amenities this room has. Okay, so starting off over here, we have a king size bed because this is a king size room. They also do have rooms that have 2 queens as well, but I like myself a nice big bed when I'm by myself. So if we go here, we also have nice 6 pillows on here, and this looks very comfy and very firm at the same time. It's very nice. There's also plenty of room on this side of the bed still to be able to walk, which is always a good thing. You want to be able to move on both sides. But you also have lamps on each side that turn off right here. And then you also have reading lights right here that come on as soon as you flip them up, and then off as soon as they go down. They are a little squeaky though. There also is a backlight to the headboard. So that's a nice good night light if you need that during the night as well, so you can see without actually having to turn the lights on. On each side of the bed here, we have these 2 nightstands, each of them with 3 different drawers. All of them pretty nicely sized, fit a lot of stuff in here. This would be great for keeping any of your park stuff in, so it's out of the way, keeping it organized. Staying on this side of the room here, this light switch here is for the backlight of the bed, turns it on and off. Over here you have your sitting area, a nice couch. Looks a little beat up, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of different holes and stuff that are here alongside. I mean, it's wear and tear, but some of these are a little, it's coming unstitched here. And you can tell that they put these covers on. So at least they're covering that up, but looks a little dingy for such a newer hotel. However, it suffices. It doesn't look dirty though, so that's the key. There's no dirt, at least that I can tell. This is not a sleeper sofa either. It is just a regular sofa. You also have a nice sitting chair over here, and you have your Hey Disney over here as well. You can make sure that this is off so it doesn't listen to anything. but then you can turn it on to be able to listen to ask it questions. Over here with the windows, you do have your different curtains here. You have your privacy screen here that you can shut. Be good for nighttime so people can't see through. But then if you need a blackout curtain, we've got that as well. Making our way over to this side of the room, we have a flat screen TV, also with 3 drawers underneath it. Now these are definitely a lot bigger and larger than the ones by the bed here. These smell brand new. They still have that glue smell to them. Nice, decent sizes. You do have a place here that you can do work, set up your laptop. This is more of a convention resort, so a lot of people are gonna be here doing work or for the convention, so it's great that they have a place to work. On this side, we have our floating shelves, which is also great for additional storage to keep things nice and organized. You also have your ice buckets here and your different cups, your hot cups for coffee and for water. And there are ice machines on each floor. Also here you have your Keurig. And let's see what kind of coffee they have now. Oh, they even have Twinings tea here for our tea drinkers. And Joffrey's. Thank you very much. We have Joffrey's coffee to have in the morning. We have an early morning tomorrow, so that will come in handy with also some nice creamers and sugars that are down here as well. Last but not least, we also have our beverage cooler down here. Let's take a look inside here. Oh, okay, it opens the other way, that's why. Nothing too big, wouldn't be able to really hold any leftovers, but could definitely hold some drinks in there and some snacks. And medication too, for anybody that has refrigerated medication. That is always a good thing to have here. You also have some more storage space here for your luggage that you can put it on there, or another seating area, which is also nice. But I also wanted to show you all of the rooms here at Coronado Springs are gonna have these raised beds. You're gonna have all this space underneath to be able to put your suitcases and any other sundries that you wanna put underneath there as well. Okay, next up is gonna be our wardrobe here. And this just went up a notch. Full length mirror here. Oh, that makes me so happy. Good job. And there's so much room in here. It's not necessarily where you'd put all of your bags because there's definitely not a lot of room. You might be able to sneak one in over on the side here or underneath the safe. Nice wardrobe. You even have a steam iron in here, which is amazing. I have some dresses to wear while we're here for different specialty dinners, so this will be wonderful. I'm gonna put that to use. You have your ironing board. Up at the top here, you have your extra pillows, your extra blankets. And again, you have your safe down here as well. Okay, we're gonna move our way back up to the front here and check out these bathrooms. Hello. Don't mind all my luggage behind me, but here we go. This is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful bathroom. Got a huge giant mirror, nicely lit around, perfect for doing makeup, hair, all the things that are necessary in this area. You also have the double sinks. And one of the biggest things here too, extra space under the sinks to hold all your toiletries. This is amazing, and I love that there's doors on them because this makes it look even just more organized and less chaotic. You also have your Disney products here, your H2Os that used to be here, but now we've got some body lotion, mouthwash, vanity kit, shower cap, and down here you have your bath soap as well. And let's not forget the wonderful, super duper magnetized makeup mirror, which every girl needs to have while they're on vacation. So, right here. Ooh. Hello. All right, now to our left over here, we have our toilet area. You have extra toilet paper. It says where you have your extra towels. We even have a little bit of artwork over here as well, giving it a little bit of nice little touch. But the great thing here is you have these pocket doors. And I'm always terrible at these. There we go. And then you also have these barn doors out here as well. As you can see, you can block off the whole area if you need to. Last but not least, the shower. So over here we have a beautiful shower. It's a walk-in. Most of the showers over here at Coronado Springs are going to be walk-in. They do have some that are bathtubs, but you will need to request that if you really need that. I know if you have little kids, sometimes it's hard to get them to take a shower. So definitely request that with them when you book the room, if that is a necessity for you. But over here we have a nice giant shower head, and then we also have the handheld here as well. Now let's check the water pressure. It's a nice, good water pressure. When I'm looking for a hotel room, there are 5 things that I look at to make it a perfect room for me. And so I'm gonna walk you through those and see if this room has it for me. So the first thing on our list is going to be outlets. Because I'm usually filming here at Disney, I have so many things that I need to have plugged in. Plus I'm usually working my daytime job, plus editing. So I have multiple computers and multiple cameras that need to be charged every single night. That is a huge thing for me. Now, if you're a family as well, you're gonna have multiple phones, iPads, anything else, your Magic Bands that you're gonna need to charge every night as well. So having a lot of outlets is a big deal. So we're gonna see just how many outlets this room has. Over by the beds, we have 2 regular chargers and 2 USBs. And that's the same for both sides of the bed as well. Over here by the desk, you're gonna have 2 more outlets regular over here, as well as 2 USB over here on the lamp as well. You're gonna have an additional one over here underneath this plug. There is one additional unused plug over here as well. Over on the door side of the bed, there is also 2 more outlets on the wall over here. And then coming back in here into the bathroom, you will also find 2 more regular outlets on each side of the sink, which is great for us girls. I need all of our hair dryers, straighteners, curling irons. All right, so that gives us a total of 11 regular outlets available for charging, as well as 6 USB charging spots. So this is really good. Now, I'm obviously here by myself today, but if I was here even with one other person, there would still be enough to comfortably hold all of our stuff. All right, so that was number 1. That's checked off, so we're doing good so far. Number 2 is going to be mirrors. So behind the couch here, you have these decorative mirrors, which don't seem very important, but if you do have multiple people in your room, these can definitely come in handy to just be getting ready and just trying to check last minute things if somebody else is using the restroom or anything like that. You also have over here on the side of the bed, a full length mirror. This wouldn't be a great one, but it is great that they have that, but also this one. This is absolutely amazing. I can see all the way down to my toes. That is not even to mention the mirrors that we saw here in the bathroom. Okay, it looks like number 2, check. And number 3, I already mentioned earlier, but this is a must-have for me. It's not for everybody. If you don't work on your vacation, this may not be a necessity, but I definitely always need to have a desk or a table of some sort that I could sit down at either while I'm eating because I'm rushing and I want to be able to eat in the room, or be able to do my work. And number 4 on my list is definitely storage space. One of the things that can get most frustrating to me when I'm on vacation is having all your stuff in places that you're just not used to having them. There's people's stuff are just all over the place. It makes things so chaotic. And when you get back from the parks having an all-day thing, all you want to do is just plop yourself down on the bed and not have to worry about anything. Well, one of the great things to help you keep organized is having plenty of storage space. And this room has it. Between the dresser over underneath the TV, the 2 nightstands, and then the wardrobe, and then the multiple areas to be able to hold your luggage, and the floating shelves, you have plenty of storage in here. That's not even to mention all the space that you have in the bathrooms to hold your toiletries so they're not clogging up the entire sink. This is like the best storage I've seen in a long, long time. So that would be my number 4. And again, another check mark. Congratulations, Coronado Springs. Can we get 100% on this trip? And number 5 on my list is space. One of my big things is having enough room to walk around freely, that I'm not running into everything, that I don't feel cramped. I want to be able to spend time in my room that I'm spending $400, $500, $600 a night for and be comfortable. I know that most of our time is not spent in the room, but I want to be able to spend time there if I choose to. And this room has plenty of it. Now, most of the rooms here are going to be the 2 queens. And so there's not going to be as much room. However, since I have the king size bed, I have the sitting area over here as well. And so that gives a lot more space and just makes it feel more roomy. So for me, this is a must do. And I would always choose the king over the 2 queens. This would be my go-to. So if you're like me, definitely choose to upgrade to the king size beds. But if you do have little ones, they have to sleep too, right? So the queens may be a better option for you as well. But this is definitely in my realm of what I prefer in a hotel room. So let me know in the comments what it is that you look for in a hotel room. So the next time I review someplace, I can make sure to point that out for you, whether it would be good or a bad fit for you. Now, this was not on my check off list because I think it goes without saying that the bed and the pillows are a necessity to have in a hotel room, and the comfort of that, since the whole purpose is to sleep here. So let's test it out. Not the softest bed I've ever laid on. But not the worst either. And the pillows. It's a good thing there's 6 of them because they're pretty soft. I personally prefer a nice firm bed with a nice comfort to the top of it, like a pillow top, and nice firm pillows. This seems like it's kind of the opposite of that, but we'll test it out tonight and I will give my full report tomorrow after I have my 8 hours of science research. But hey guys, it's Editing Shannon here, and I just wanted to give my quick review. As expected, the bed was not the greatest and the pillows were very thin. All 6 of them had to be used. It wasn't the greatest night of sleep I've ever had, but it was passable for a night or 2, but I definitely would not pay extra to have these beds. But now back to our tour. Now it's on to the next spot. Now we're gonna start here in the lobby. As you first come in, you'll see over to the right when you first walk in, you're gonna have your bell services and your check-in. You can also check in online on the app, but you can also come here, get some hard keys if you'd like to prefer those instead of your magic band. And then over here, you have your concierge. There are plenty of spaces here for you to sit and relax as well as you either wait for your room or your ride. But we're gonna head on down to the lobby. And down here, you're also going to find the Barcelona Lounge, which is open in the morning for breakfast, as well as in the afternoons and evenings. It opens up as a wine bar. I believe the hours that it's closed is from 1 to 4. You'll also find there are restrooms down here and plenty of lounge spaces. All right, we're gonna come back over here before we head over to the hallway. We're gonna head back up to the lobby, because we're going to go to the fitness center. All right, now one of the things that makes me a little nervous, but it's kind of cute at the same time, there are no buttons in the elevators, so you'll see it'll be here and you'll press your floor that you want on the outside and it'll tell you which elevator you have to go in. Okay, and so here you're going to have a list of all the different floors. So just so you can see here, the lower level lobby, which we were just down at, has the Barcelona lounge, meeting rooms, and the connections to the convention center. Here on this lobby is where the actual fitness center is and the parking is, and this is also where check-in is. And then you'll have all the rooms. And then on 15, the Kronos Club, that is going to be your club access. And on the 16th floor is going to be Toledo's Restaurant and the Dahlia Lounge, which I will be checking out on this trip, and we'll have another review of that as well. All right, so your fitness center is going to be over here. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, because it was a little bit difficult to find. So you have your check-in over here, and you have your elevators. So you're going to be right over here. There we go. This is the fitness center that's in the tower. You've got a bunch of cardio equipment up here. I'm going to be using that definitely later. They even have a rower and several different kinds of bikes as well as all of your weightlifting. I just walked into the restroom here in the fitness center. So these are individual restrooms and they have a shower that you can use as well as the regular restroom amenities. But it is just one stall. I'm actually kind of excited to use some of these things. So you also have your balls and your dumbbells over here. Your weightlifting. And also some free weights. Another cool thing they have here is a water machine, and this might be where I come to grab my water to refill my Stanley. They also have towels here for your use while you're in here and places to discard them. And it looks like they also have some cool towels. I don't know if these are cool or hot. Let's find out. Ooh, cool towels. All right. That's pretty cool. This is a very nice gym, which is very good for what this hotel is for, mostly for conventions and everything. So having a nice gym is probably really good for people to be able to use this. I know not everybody that's going on a Disney vacation and about to walk 23 miles at a park is going to want to work out beforehand. But if you are one of those people or just likes to pretend you're somebody else when you're on vacation like I do and work out, this is a really great gym. And you do have 24-hour access to this fitness center. You do have to be 14 years or older to be able to use the facility. If you are between 14 and 17, you also have to be accompanied by an adult. All right, now we're headed back down to the lower levels so we can take a full resort tour of all of the places here at Coronado Springs. All right, coming right off the lobby, you're gonna make a right down this hallway here that is gonna take you over to where the original lobby was. So as I said, the original part of this was open in 1997, but now the main lobby is the lobby in the tower. So we're gonna walk all the way around here. You can walk in or outdoors. It's a good thing that they have some inside spots here because everything's pretty spread out, especially during the summer when it's hot or raining. This little walkway inside is very beneficial. All right, as you walk in through here, this was the original lobby to Coronado Springs. You can tell where, the check-in used to be over here. Now it's set up for people to be able to come in and work. There's workstations all around with plenty of places for you to charge your computers or your phones. You even meet up with other people and have meetings if you need to. Gives it a nice little work area, so if you are here with multiple people and you do have to get work done, there's plenty of spots. They even have extra outlets that you can find on the end tables here. So there's plenty of spots for you to be able to work. All right, this is going to take us here. This was the main entrance to Coronado Springs with this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous fountain. If you look out these doors here, that's where the original drop-off was, where you would come in and then be able to check out. But if you do come in here, make sure you take a look up at the dome ceiling, because it is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you keep on walking, the next thing you're going to find is Panchitos. Now, this is one of the three caballeros, and this is where you're going to find your necessities that you might need. So it's basically just a merch store here at the front. You're going to see some of the items that are just here for Coronado Springs. So I'll show you a couple of those, but I'll mostly just want to show you what is available in case you are staying here and you forgot something at home. All right, so some of the things that I find that people forget most are swimwear. So we do have swimwear for the entire family that you can get, little goggles as well. If you end up coming and it ends up being a terribly rainy, awful time and you guys just don't want to be outside or you need to entertain the kids, they do have games and different things here that you can purchase. I would do that only in a pinch, but you can also order things to be delivered to the hotel from Target or other places. So I would always keep an eye on that as well. All right, so here are the things that you might need that they offer. So they have your sunscreen here. They have cooling towels, different fans, but they also have different medications and stuff that you might need over the counter. So you've got your Tylenol, your Advil, Motrin, and little other things that you might need when you're staying here that you just might have forgot or you didn't need until you got here. It is allergy season big time for some of my friends here in Florida right now. So this Allegra up here might have been a necessity if they were coming down from another state where the pollen's just not as crazy as it is here. They do also have diapers and other things for babies, including swimmers. So if you forget those, you can always come in here and get those as well. And there's also little snacks here. Most of these I would suggest getting from the grocery store if you have the availability to do so. But in a pinch, again, this is here for you to be able to access. Just makes it more convenient, less that you have to do. But other than that, most of the other stuff here is merch that you can get and most other places in the park. Oh, except this one's super cute. Oh, I might have to get that. I love Coco. All right, most of the stuff you can get other places. However, you can always stop here and get it afterwards, but it's mostly, these are the only things that are going to be really resort related. All right, we're going to keep walking down here. This is going to be where you're going to find most of your restaurants down this hallway here. The first one we're going to come to is going to be to our left. First thing here is the El Mercado de Coronado. This is going to be your quick service place. They're going to offer both breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to have pancakes and waffles for breakfast as well as for dinner. They're going to have pasta dishes, salmon, and chicken. So here are some of the breakfast items that they have here. So they have their buttermilk pancakes, your Mickey-shaped waffles, Grand Fiesta breakfast. Definitely a lot of things to choose from. That's from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the things that are served most of the day from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. You'll have your chicken tenders and other sandwiches, as well as some of your pastas. And you also have bowls here. Now, I was here earlier and it was in between that time of lunch and dinner, and they did not have those out or the pizzas. I don't know if that was just a today thing or if it was, that's a normal idea. So your dinner plates too are served from 5 to 11, and they have pork, salmon, turkey, and chicken. They actually look pretty decent for just a grab and go type of quick service. They have breakfast from 7 a.m. to 11, lunch is from 11:30 to 2, and dinner is from 5 to 11. And I am seeing here they do have a limited menu available from 2 to 5. Now, right behind El Mercado is going to be Rix Sports Bar and Grill, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a sports bar. It does serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As you can see, there are tons of TVs around, plenty of bar space, so this is a good place for you to be able to come and have some drinks after getting out of the park or to grab a quick bite to eat. They do have the famous Mickey-shaped waffles on a stick that are here for breakfast, and I plan on trying those out while I'm staying here as well. So I will definitely be posting that on my channel, so keep an eye out for that and subscribe so you can be notified of that. But yes, so this is another one of those restaurants here. So it is going to serve more of your like burgers and wings during the dinner time. It's not going to be a fancy signature restaurant, but I have heard good things about it, and I heard the service here is very good as well. So definitely give this a shot. All right, so we're going to keep walking down this original hallway that we were coming down. You'll see another entrance and exit to El Mercado, the quick service, and then we will run into the Maya Grill. This is a Mexican restaurant. It is a signature sit-down restaurant. You do need reservations, and you can do a walk-up. They do allow that, but you may be waiting up to an hour, maybe even more during busy times. So just keep that in mind. Okay, we have made our way outside, and we're going to just take a nice stroll around. It is a beautiful day outside. It is currently 84 degrees, and it's beautiful. The sun is out. It's just not too humid, not too hot. It's a beautiful spring day here in Florida. And so we're just going to take a stroll around, see all the different villages that are here, and see all the different amenities, because there's a lot of things and activities to be able to do here with you and your family. So let's just take a look around, see what it has to offer. The nice thing is, even though it is outdoors, there is a covered area to be able to walk through as well, which helps with the heat as well as with the rain during the summer. Those are definitely things you have to think about when you are staying at these resorts. Is during the summer, if you are staying between end of May through the end of September, it's going to be raining pretty much every day in the afternoon. So keep that in mind when you're booking your hotels and your room that you prefer, that there is covered areas to be able to walk in so you don't get drenched. All right, the first section we're at here is Casitas. Now you see here, these are all 4-story buildings, and they are the closest that are connected to the convention center. So they come right off of there. So if you are here for a convention, this is likely where you'd probably want to stay. But it also is the closest to the tower as well. So one of the cons to this hotel is going to be the transportation. So the only thing that is available to get to the parks is going to be the bus system. Now each one of these sections has their own designated bus stop, so you don't have to walk all the way to the tower to catch your bus. However, because of that, it's also a bit of a con, is that there's going to be multiple stops within this resort, so it's going to take it longer to actually get through the entire resort. So it could be a total of 15 minutes of just going through Coronado Springs before the bus actually leaves the resort property. So that's another thing to keep in mind if you're planning on staying here and using the resort transportation. But again, the bus system works pretty well. It's a bus system, what can I say? But at least it gets you to the park, and especially if you're staying at Magic Kingdom, anything better than driving. Now each of these villages are going to have a more in-depth. So everything you see from the lake is not going to be all of the rooms. It goes back so far, and there are definitely so many rooms, and I would take the chance if you have the opportunity to walk around it a little bit. There are tons of different little gardens and courtyards to be able to just walk around, tons of fountains as well. gorgeous, gorgeous resort. Now, I am here during spring break season, so it's a little bit crazier here, but there are also individual pools at each of the different villages that you can go to instead of just the big hotel. It's a little busy right now, so I don't want to show it too much over here, but the one I just passed is the Casitas. And if you want a little bit quieter of a time or to be able to relax, this might be a better option for you. But like I said, it's a little busy right now, this spring break season. So I also just walked past the other fitness center that's over here as well. There are people that were in there, so I didn't want to film. It's a little bit smaller than the one that's in the tower, but it's very nice that there is another one as well. So in case it's super busy, you can have multiple options to be able to go work out if you want to. All right, now it's time to find our way back to the lake and show you the next section of this resort. Okay, we've made it to our next section. These are the ranchos. So this is going to be more of a rustic ranch type feel to it. There's going to be more to 2 to 3 story buildings as well. It's one of the good things. Each one's going to have a different theme. So if you know what your theme's supposed to look like, you can tell by the buildings, kind of help you navigate around the buildings and the different villages as well. But as you can see around here, there's a ton of different like red rocks, and it's definitely got that more like Santa Fe style. All right, next up on our tour here is going to be the main pool. This is called the dig site. And over here is going to be where you're going to find that Mayan pyramid in the pool. It's very iconic and it's just super, super cute. They also do have a water slide here for the kids. Now, if you have little ones, they do have a little pool for them. It's more of a wading pool than it is like splash pad or anything. But there's definitely a bunch of stuff to do over here for them. Just not so much a full-on pool for them. You do have siestas over here. This is where you can get food and drink. They do have some bull bites over here. I did stop while I was waiting earlier for my room and got the Flamin' Cheetos mac and cheese bites. They were absolutely delicious. There are some kids playing over here too, so I don't want to get too much of the playground, but there is some slides and a little bit of a jungle gym over here. There's also some ping pong tables, and this is where you can also find your arcade over here. It's quite busy. The arcade is open from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. So if you do have a rainy day, that's another option that you can do as well. Like I said, this is just one of the pools that's here. It is the main pool. It is going to be the biggest, to me, the coolest looking one with the pyramid, and also has the water slide. This is where you're going to have more people too. So if you're not into being around a bunch of people, want it quieter, you can always use one of the other villages side pools, and you do not have to be staying there to be able to use that. Though this one seems to be busier too. It might be an up to come here because they have the drinks and the food right here, and you don't have to wait long. You can also mobile order, I believe. So it's a great place to come and just spend a resort day here. Also, I did forget to mention that they do have a spa as well. So you have a hot tub here for adults that you can use. It is a little bit more secluded. It's not connected directly to the pool, so it makes it a little bit more adult friendly. So I just popped in to grab some footage of the pyramid, and it seems that they just kicked everybody out of the pool for some reason. Not sure what that's about, but I'm hoping it's not a grown-ups thing. Anyway, so let me know if you know what I mean by that. All right, so we're on to our next area. We're going to the Cabanas. It'll be our last village of the area. All right, we have made it to our last section here. This is the Cabanas, and this is where you're going to find the two-story buildings. So you can always just remember that the size of the buildings too will help you be able to determine where you're at. These are the ones I think I remember staying in when I was younger. Now this section here has more of that Mexican coastal vibe to it. You even have a little bit of a beachy shore here. You know what? We're going to go ahead, take a walk through the sand. Now, it's not normal for a moderate resort to have a shoreline, a sandy shoreline. I think the only other moderate that does is the Caribbean resort. So that's another part of this resort too. Is that there's a lot of things that are just deluxe amenities or deluxe level items that you actually get here at a moderate resort and at a moderate resort price. So one of the reasons why I really like this resort. I could lay here all day, but we have the rest of our resort tour to go on, and we're almost done. So let's go. One of the last places we're going to check out here over in Cabanas area is their pool. Again, this one's a lot more quieter than the other one was, so it is mostly adults over here, so I'm going to be as quiet as possible. But yeah, it's definitely more quiet, definitely smaller, more of a lounge pool, not really much room for kids to even play in. So this is definitely more of a pool that you're going to want to relax with a book and sit in the shade. All right, and also right next to the Cabanas pool, you also have the smoking section right here as well. And you're right next to the tower. So I'm going to assume that's probably the only one, but there might be others. If I see them, I'll point them out to you in case that's something of importance to you. As I said, I thought that was the only section right behind me here. There's another one. So there is multiple around the circle here. So just, you can look for the designated areas. So right outside of the tower here during the afternoon, say at 4:30 on, there's another bar that's up here. It's the Laguna Bar, and it is open for drinks. And I think they have a little bit of a couple bites I think they cook up over at Maya. So you can always stop there too. And today's a beautiful day. We might have to do that at the end, but that's another spot that you can grab drinks. That's one of the big things about this resort too, is the amount of food and just lounging that you're able to do here. There's so many different options that you can have different places to choose from. And it also means that places do not get overly crowded. However, one of the popular ones down here is Three Bridges. And we're about to head over there, and just to give you a little sight and also to see just how busy it is. They are only open from 4:30 till, I believe, midnight. So obviously Three Bridges got its name from the three bridges that lead out to its actual building. And I think this is the only building or restaurant at Disney that is in the middle of a lake. And it just gives it another cool little vibe. But I've heard the food here is delicious. They have a Mexican flair. I heard their street corn is top notch, and also their fondue and their steak frites. So we might have to check this one out too. Let me know in the comments if you want me to eat here and review it for you, or if you've already eaten here and you can review it for me. That would be wonderful too. Okay, so they are open from 4:30 till 12 o'clock, which is actually a little bit extended. It used to only be from 5 to 12, so that is also good that it's open a little bit longer. One of the things they do offer here at this restaurant is Sangria University. That's one of those where they'll actually teach you how to make their sangrias, because that's what they're well known for. Get to make your own. It's just a really cool concept. It is on our list of things to review and do here at Disney that we've never done before, but this is the spot. Now there is still another restaurant and another lounge that I haven't yet shown you, and the restaurant is going to be Toledo's, and that's going to be a signature restaurant. It's on the 16th floor of the tower, and I'm actually going to be eating there later tonight and doing a separate video of a full review on that. But there's that, but next door is also the Dahlia Lounge. Now I've heard great things from people that have been to the Dahlia Lounge, just how great the atmosphere is and the drinks. So I'm going to be checking that out tonight too. So I'll make sure to put that up on my vlog too, so you guys can check it out and, you know, see it and review it for yourself and see if this is a place that you want to come to if you're staying here at Coronado, or even if you're staying at a different resort and you want to hop on over here and have dinner. But we're going to head back into the tower now. All right, I did make a pit stop over at Laguna Bar on my way back to the tower here, and I got myself a little beverage. I got myself the cucumber margarita, which was recommended by bartender Laura there. She said it's her favorite. It has cucumbers and jalapenos that are muddled in it, and also has a tahini rim. So it's very delicious. And I'm just going to enjoy this while I watch the sunset. I'm very excited to spend the next couple days here at Coronado Springs. But I definitely recommend, if you liked this video, go ahead and like it. But also make sure to watch this other video here. It's going to be about one of the restaurants here that I think you are going to enjoy if you enjoyed this video. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you go and watch it. And I hope you found something useful and helpful out of this video. Whether or not you choose to stay here or not, I hope you found something that was beneficial. And if you did, follow along for more of these type of videos. I'm really excited to bring them to you. And until next time, I'm Shannon with One Spark of Magic, wishing you the most magical of days. Till